We are live. Good evening, everyone. Or should I say good afternoon, good morning, good night, depending on where you're tuning in from. My name is Nipun. I am back after, I think, a month or so for the transfer window wrap up and the predictions for the rest of the season. Joining me today is, as always, my co-host, Mr. Matt Ball. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I've been following the transfer deadline day for the WSL, the women. Chelsea signed a player on deadline day, Alicia Thompson from Angel City. I'd say from the NWSL because it was the league itself that were trying to stop the move from happening. So we had to fight against the whole league to get a player. But we've got her for about $1.5 million. 20 years old, forward, so she'll play left wing, right wing, maybe a little bit up front. Good addition and a good end to the window.
Nice. Shame we didn't get Mike Maignan or Gigi Donnarumma in. Well, one of the latter's gone to City.
Well, we couldn't afford Donnarumma with the restrictions that we had on us, and arguably you could say the same for Maignan.
Why not?
Because of the UEFA sanctions that we have on us. It's no coincidence that the amount that we were okay on, as in the leeway we had in the UEFA calculations, was the exact same offer that we offered AC Milan for Maignan. That lowball offer was all we could afford, which now makes a lot more sense. Of course, Mike is. I would like to have him, but I can understand with, and generally with the window, I can understand that we're under strict conditions for the window because of UEFA. Some that I think is a bit too strict for me, but it is what it is. We just have to follow it. So I can understand in some ways we just couldn't get him or couldn't get certain players. But I do think we will still be in for Mike, depending on certain conditions. And I think we could get him in a free for next summer.
Do you not think he's a lost cause now that Gigi's gone to City?
Why would he be a lost cause?
Because PSG need a new number one.
No, they signed a new number one. That's why Donnarumma was allowed to leave.
Oh, wait. Who was it?
They had that Lucas Chevier from Lille, the young French goalkeeper. But my argument is, I think we will still go for him in January. We may potentially lowball Milan again and say we'll either negotiate with him now, but we'll either negotiate him to have him in the summer. But if you want to take some money, you can take 12 million.
All I'm going to say is Milan have done themselves dirty, because now they've priced. Now they have an unhappy player on their team.
Not necessarily. I think Milan would argue they've still got a decent goalkeeper that obviously will just pull up his socks and just carry on playing and try and bide his time for a move. He knows that unless he signs a new contract, which would be very weird if he want to leave, that he ultimately will leave next summer no matter what. So he'll just bide his time, try and play well, and actually he might play better because he might be looking for a move and trying to audition himself out. So I think Milan are just taking the bite of we don't really need the money, and we'll just find an option for him next summer.
We just have egg on our face now, though.
Who, us?
Yeah.
Do we?
Because we didn't get a go. Because do you not think that signing Maignan would have been the difference between being in a title race and not being in a title race?
I think to an extent, I think we'll still be in a title race now. I just think we might drop out maybe a bit earlier than I think we might drop out in about March, April time.
Yeah, we would have gone end to end if we had signed Mike Maignan.
I'm going to hate this term, using this term. I don't think signing Mike Maignan would be the big needle mover that everyone thinks it is.
So you're saying we would have been no worse off with him than we are with Sanchez?
No, I'm saying we would be slightly better, but is it good enough to beat this Liverpool team? I don't know.
They've been showing leaks in their defenses.
Yes, but that's before that is an aspect that I think will get better over time. It's a new team, so they're going to be a bit sloppy at first. They're going to be a bit shaky at first, but arguably they've won every game. They've won every game. They've got every point, and they beat arguably the second favourites for the title already. So I wouldn't say they're doing
Arsenal. Bad. Yeah, speaking of Arsenal, what are you scared of Daniel Levy leaving the Tottenham?
No. I mean, obviously, of course, Daniel Levy had some strict policies, but it depends on who they bring in. Do they bring in someone that is more of the same, or do they go a bit ambitious? They could go a bit more ambitious.
What if they go for a Luis Campos? We're screwed if they go for him, by the way.
But it's not the same sort of. He's a chief executive. It's a bit different. They already have a director of football. This will be more a chief executive, kind of like our Jason Gannon or something like that.
So a bit like Todd Bowley or that type.
Yeah, it's more the business. Daniel Levy was all more the business. Well, he oversaw the whole thing, but he's more the business side of it than that. That's the thing that they have their own scouting system that's different to Daniel Levy. Daniel Levy's the negotiator. Daniel Levy is the guy that makes the deals from the business end of it, and that's what I think. They might be a bit more ambitious, but it's Spurs. I'm not scared of Spurs.
I'm going to try and invite Yunus on to see what he has to say. Because this isn't a Chelsea show.
Yeah, I mean...
That is okay with you, isn't it?
How dare you, Nippin, on your own channel, invite someone on?
Fine.
That's sarcasm, Nippin.
This isn't the SW6 cast, though.
Yeah, I know.
Let me make that brutally clear.
Invite whoever you want.
If he's awake, that is. Because it's 6 a.m. in Malaysia.
Yeah, well, yeah, and Tottenham, in terms of Tottenham, Tottenham can do whatever they want. For me, they're still signing players that are a bit meh. I don't see them as a big threat. I'd be more worried about other teams.
Yeah, I take it you don't. I guess. Are you happy that they've signed Xavi Simons instead of us, given the fact that you didn't rate him at all?
Yeah, I was more happy with having Fermin Lopez come in. I mean, I'm not. Everyone keeps going crazy about this Benoit bloke coming in from Brighton. I'm not actually that bothered because ultimately, Cole Palmer is still going to play 80% of the games. So you can when someone's playing 80% of the time, you're only gonna be able to pick up such a quality of player to play back up to that person. And arguably, if Cole Palmer does,
So our fans were thinking that, oh my God, what we didn't. So our fans are expecting a. Oh God.
I mean, put it this way, Nippert. If Cole Palmer does pick up an injury, you've got Esteval who can play in central attacking midfield. He's playing on the right a bit more now because he's, I think, obviously physically still adapting to the league. So that's it, and it's easier to do that out wide than in the centre. But don't be surprised if he starts playing in the centre more. Don't forget you've got Kendry Pires who's going to be adapting and developing at Strasbourg. You've got plenty of attacking. You've got this Kazakhstani kid that's playing, obviously, in the team that's in the Champions League now. I think he's playing tonight, actually, for Kazakhstan. But against Wales, I don't know how he got on. But my point is there was a lot of people in that attacking midfield role. Bonotte is effectively the replacement for Kieran Dewsbury-Hall. Bonotte is a utility player who can play anywhere in the front three and cover if and when we need him. But he's not going to play that much.
Then why are we losing our heads? Why are we losing our heads?
Because certain Chelsea fans, they treat a transfer window like it's a drug addiction to them. They need that dopamine boost, and the problem is they're so used to it that they need it more and more and more and more. So it only takes a couple of days before they start going, oh, I need another player coming in. I need more, and you can't.
Sorry, if this was allowed, this is what's happening.
You'll never be able to impress some people.
Okay, so I mean, if someone started doing that in front of me, started shouting delusions, boom, back into reality by the back palm of my hand.
I mean, I'm not condemning violence, but yeah, I get what you mean. I think
I don't.
Put it this way: there was someone that said that the window was a 6 out of 10 in general, and then because we didn't sign Xavi Simons, bear in mind he wasn't even through the door. Before he was through the door, it was a 6 out of 10. Once we were told that he's not coming, it went down to a 2 out of 10. So what's the logic of a player that potentially makes it?
They need a verbal reckoning.
Yeah, honestly, there's too many people out there that are just don't think logically, and unfortunately, you can't fix them. So you just have to choose. You just have to either ignore them, block them, or if you want to argue them, try. But I just don't tend to waste my breath on it. But for me, I think the window is pretty good. I'd say if I'm going to rate it out of 10, I'd say a 7.5. I think yes, we could have got a goalkeeper. We could have maybe got a centre back, and maybe we could have had a better option at left wing in general than the options that we potentially got. But I think these options still can develop to be good players. I just don't think maybe they're completely ready yet. We'll see how Garnacho plays in the Chelsea shirt, and I'm ready to be proven wrong on that signing, but we'll see. But
you did say you wanted him over Xavi Simons. Come on.
What, Garnacho? Yeah. I'd rather him over I'd rather Garnacho purely the fact that I think Simons is one, crap. Two, he fits what Maresca wants in a wide player more. And I think obviously we need a wide player. Again, Garnacho can also play in the middle. Don't forget, if Palmer gets injured, so we have plenty of players and versatile players that can play in attacking midfield. Should Palmer pick up another injury that's a bit more longer term, we are fine. But yeah, I mean, with these sanctions that we've got in place, which before anyone says and comes to the point that we cause them ourselves, yeah, I get that. It's a totally valid point that if we didn't maybe spend as crazy in certain aspects, we wouldn't have been in this situation, but that's the past. We're in this situation. We've got these sanctions that, once again, I think are a bit harsh. I think if it was players that were in our UEFA B and A squad, that would have been much more suitable, much more logical. But the fact that it
By the way, before you carry on, I wasn't literally going to backhand anyone. It's just an expression.
I know you're joking, but just got to be. I got to be careful of what I say. But yeah.
Yeah.
But
check your WhatsApp.
Yeah, will do. My point is that I think we've done the best of what I think we've done nearly the best of what we can. Obviously, I'd like a goalkeeper, and I'd like a defender. But I understand that if we wanted a defender, we'd have to sell Chalobah, which most Chelsea fans would not want to do. So, yeah, it is what it is. You can't do anything about that. People would say, "Oh, let's sell Wesley Fofana," but Wesley Fofana wasn't in the A squad in the second half of the season because he was injured, so you couldn't sell him. I don't even know. I think Badiashile probably was, but again, he's injured. You can't really sell him at the moment. You're not going to get a great fee out of him. So the only viable option to sell, unless you sell Tosin, is Chalobah. People would have rather stuck with Chalobah and then get a new centre back. So that's fine. And then the goalkeeper again.
Why Levi Colwill is in the UCL squad, given the fact that he's out for the season?
I guess because there's probably not another defender that Maresca wants in the squad.
Well, he has. I mean, like, what do you mean there isn't another defender he wants? He doesn't have Levi as an option.
No, but I imagine the way he's picked it is you have a certain amount of mid goalkeepers you pick, you have a certain amount of defenders you pick, a certain amount of midfielders, a certain amount of forwards that you want to pick. If you take Colwill out, you're probably not going to just add another midfielder because that midfielder is probably not going to play because he has more than enough. Huh?
No Tosin?
Is Tosin? I thought Tosin's in the B squad.
Is he not in the UCL squad?
I think he is, but let me double check.
Who are the defenders in the UCL squad?
Nippin, I think. Let me have a look at it. Let me find it. Give me a second. But I think people would have kicked up more of a fuss if Tosin wasn't in there.
People are already kicking up a stink over Levi Colwill being in there.
So Nippin, defenders are Cucurella, Tosin, Badiashile, Colwill, Hato, Chalobah, James, Gusto, Fofana. Name me a defender. Name me a defender you're putting in there.
Wait, you have Fofana in there as well?
Yeah.
Has he completely lost it? Is he not injured as well?
Fofana's in training. Fofana was on the bench for West Ham.
Oh, sorry, I'm so used to Wesley Fofana being injured.
No, Wesley Fofana's back. He's gaining match fitness, but he's back. Badiashile will be out for I think he said him and Lavia will be back sometime after that international break, but they'll be back soonish. So my point is, Nippin, there's no other defender to actually put in, unless you're just going to call up some kid from the academy, who are probably going to be on the B list anyway. Because you got Josh Achpom, is on the B squad. Just trying to find who else on the B squad. Yeah, you got on the B list. You've got Tyreek George, Josh Achpom, and Romeo Lavia on the B squad.
You know, I'm hearing less and less people complaining about Paul Winstanley and Lawrence Stewart.
Oh no, there were some people that still complained.
Oh, it's less and less though.
Yeah, I think naturally it's going to be less because I think being world champions and having and it'll starting to work out now. You can't you can't just keep moaning about it, otherwise you just look deluded.
By the way, check what I sent you on WhatsApp. Have you seen it?
What do you mean? What do you mean by that message?
Who would you say chats more? I don't want to say it on here because I don't like publicly outing
Oh shit!
people.
Do you know what? I was looking at someone else's message. Never mind. I'll have a look at your message now. One sec.
Tell me in the private chat.
I'd say they're equal.
I want your opinion on this, given the fact that you used to stand him as much as Johnny used to stand Mason Mount. Ruben Loftus-Cheek being called up for the England squad.
Oh, mate. That. I read it and I dropped my phone in shock, but I had a smile on my face all day. Ruben Loftus-Cheek Hive, go on. Yes, my boy, my boy. But it's good for him to get game time. I mean, again, people are moaning about this squad. We're playing bloody Andorra. You could call up half the bloody championship and they'll probably beat Andorra.
Did we not lose? Wait, we were only playing. Who did we lose 3-1 to? A team we should only be playing. Who was that?
Let me have a look.
Oh, yes, Senegal. We were only playing Senegal.
But Senegal ain't an only team. There's a difference between Senegal and Andorra. I mean, if I'm right, Senegal are like the first or second highest ranked team in the FIFA World Rankings. Let's have a look. At one point, they were in the top 20. Yeah, Nippin. Are you there? Nippin. Senegal are 18th in the world rankings. That's not a team to just go, oh, it's only Senegal.
It's not Argentina, though. It's not.
It's not the world champions. Oh, well done, Nippin.
It's not Argentina or even
Pull it this
Spain.
way. It's above teams like Switzerland. It's above like teams like Ukraine, Sweden. It's above quite a few teams that are pretty good teams.
You know who I'm laughing at though? Victor Gyökeres. Still no goals.
He scored against Leeds, didn't he?
Did? Oh, he did.
There's no 007 on Gyökeres, don't worry. But yeah, I'm gonna go down and find where Andorra is.
I was hoping for that. Did you see that? Do you see that screenshot I sent you regarding Victor Gyökeres?
Probably did, but I don't remember which one it was specifically.
Let me.
Nippin, do you want to know where Andorra are in the FIFA World Rankings?
Are they below India?
I think they are. I think I scrolled past India. Yeah. By quite a margin. Andorra are 174th.
Okay, we should beat
them. To put that in perspective, St. Vincent is above them, and below them is Chad, Nepal, Mauritius, Barbados. They're with the islands. Chinese Taiwan is above Andorra.
By the way, I'm still waiting to send this tweet. I don't know how long I'll be waiting.
I think there is another game that is. I can't remember what the other game we play. I believe it's Serbia. Yeah, Serbia. So realistically, you're going to see all the better. You're going to see the Ruben Loftus-Cheeks of the world probably play against Andorra, especially because it's Andorra at home, not Andorra away. But Serbia, I think, will play probably the best lineup from what we've picked. But don't forget, there are a lot of injuries. You've got players like Bellingham not fit, Saka's not fit, Palmer's not fit. So it was always going to be a team that was a bit more different. But
do you ever see?
I'd rather him blood some players in, especially if, because the problem is, Nippin, if you do get loads of injuries at the end of the season, and you don't blood certain players in and give them caps and stuff, and have them in and around the camp, then they're going to just come in and not be acclimatized as much. Whereas if you bring them, like people like Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who, should we get injuries to Bellingham, Rice, Wharton, etc., he's going to be someone that they will eventually call upon.
Do you think Jude's younger brother will eventually get a senior call-up?
In what time frame?
Next 5 years?
Yes.
What about for USA 2026? Unlikely.
Yeah, I'd say obviously if he has an absolute storming season at Dortmund, bearing in mind Tuchel is German, so he will be watching the Bundesliga reasonably well, especially because Harry Kane's there and that. So if he does really well at Dortmund, but he'd have to have a Bellingham style, a Jude style season to get in. I think he's too far away from it at the moment. I just don't think he'll have that type of season to get into it. I think maybe what's the Euros after that?
28. Do you see Tuchel
Yeah, but
lasting until the Euros?
What country?
I think it's here in the UK.
Oh, is it England?
I think it's UK, like UK and
England
Ireland.
and Wales and okay, yeah. I mean, he could get picked for that. I think that'd be the tournament that he gets picked for potentially. But he's got competition. You've got, depends on where you're going to put him. If you're going to put him in more the pivot or you're going to put him in the cam, it's going to be the Bellingham debate all over again. Because you have obviously his brother, Rice, that's still going to be in and around there. You'll have Palmer. You'll have Wharton that's going to be in his prime. You're going to have, don't laugh, but you're going to have Kobe Mainoo in the round there. You're going to have other midfielders that you'll probably see people like, if depending on how they develop, people like Amari Hutchinson in there. There's going to be plenty of midfielders raring to go in them positions. So he's going to have competition, but he could. I think Euro 2028 is the closest. The tournament I think he'll have the most chance of playing.
Do you see Job eventually moving to a higher level than Dortmund? Jude's brother.
If he does well, then of course I think a team will come in for him.
I have a funny feeling we'll be seeing him in a Chelsea shirt. Wouldn't surprise me.
I think it's hard because I think our midfield is probably the hardest position for any player outside of Chelsea to penetrate right now. Unless Chelsea do, and I'm not saying we should, sell Caicedo, sell Santos.
That will be. You know what
Fernandes,
selling
sell.
Caicedo will be? Imagine this Coke can as a self-destruct button.
Yeah, I mean, for me,
That would be selling Caicedo. Self-destruct.
I'm going to go through the Chelsea squad, and I'm going to tell you who is sellable and unsellable to me. So Robert Sanchez, sell now. Jorgensen, sellable. Slina, sellable. Cucurella,
unsellable.
I'm going to say unsellable just. Tosin, sellable. Badiashile, sellable. Colwill, sellable. Hato, sellable. Chalobah, sellable.
He's only just come through the door.
No, but they haven't proven that you've got Nippon. You've got to. They might become unsellable, but you've got to prove to. You've got to show me you're at that level to be unsellable. Otherwise, you are. Until proven otherwise, you're. It's like the innocent until proven guilty. You're sellable until proven otherwise. Reece James, sellable. Gusto, sellable.
Wait.
Achpom, sellable.
Reece James, you said sellable without even batting an eyelid.
Yeah. Enzo Fernandez, sellable. Sugo, sellable. Andre Santos, unsellable. Caicedo, unsellable. Lavia, sellable. Neto, sellable. Delap, sellable. Cole Palmer, unsellable. Gittin, sellable. João Pedro remains to be seen. But I think if he carries on the way he is unsellable, Tyreek Gill sellable, Gui sellable, Estavio sellable, Garnacho sellable, Mudryk, I'm not even going to count him.
Mudryk is Mudryk.
Mudryk is terminate contractable. But yeah, so literally
Mudryk is Mudryk.
So Nippon, I picked Cucurella, Caicedo, Santos, Palmer.
I'm adding Enzo to that.
No, I think I'm. If Real Madrid come in with £100 million bid, I'd sell Enzo Fernandez.
Why?
Because I think we've got someone like I think Andre Santos has the potential to be better. 2, I think the money you can invest in terms of that 100 million into the squad, if that gets me, and if I sell Enzo in the summer, say for example, and that gets me a new goalkeeper, that gets me a new centre back, and maybe gets me another attacking option, I don't mind.
Rodrigo de Paul, would you mind him?
When you've already got a midfield of Caicedo, Santos, Sugo, Lavia, at just as the double pivots, and then maybe you could get yourself an Adam Wharton, you could get yourself a Joe Bellingham with that Enzo money. I think Enzo Fernandez is sellable.
Not a Rodrigo de Paul, proven at the highest level, world champion, in the same midfield as Enzo himself.
I mean, Rodrigo de Paul's okay. He's not a player I'd go for personally, but
he's proven. He's proven at the highest level.
And also, I don't think he fits the owner's model. So,
but do you not think he'd be a good, when it comes to experience, La Liga champion, World Cup champion, Copa America champion?
I mean, he's a good player. He plays in a good national team. Would he? So
you're saying he's being carried by his teammates?
I'm not saying that, but I would say he's not the star player in them teams.
I'd say he's a good midfielder, though.
No, but I'm not disagreeing with that, Nippin. I'm just saying he wouldn't be my number one option.
Too old for you?
I mean, I think he's too old for the ownership to go after him, but that's beside the point. I think there's just other options that I'd potentially look at.
Too old. They went for Robert Sanchez, and he wasn't exactly young.
Yeah, I'd argue, Nippin, name me your top 3 biggest flops of the Bowley era. Take away Mudryk, because Mudryk's a different situation.
Mudryk is Mudryk. Axel disaster. God. Who else?
Well, I could name you 3 now.
Go on.
Raheem Sterling.
Thought he came in. I thought he came before Bowley.
He was Bowley's first signing.
Okay.
So Raheem Sterling, Kalidou Koulibaly, and Axel Disasi. All of them, Nippin, all of them were over 25. So you could argue the biggest flops of the ownership's windows have been older, experienced players. You could add Aubameyang to that list if you wanted to. You could add Robert Sanchez to that list. All fit that same profile.
If you want to say something, just say it in the private chat.
I'm just saying that some of the experienced options that they've got haven't turned out to be very well.
Have you seen what I put in the private chat?
What? Because of what I've said?
Yeah.
There's nothing. No, there's nothing. I mean, I can give you a player. There's I'm not gonna mention what Nick put in the chat because I think it's preposterous. But
good.
If people want to talk about that, then they can. But that's not. It's nothing to do with why I've picked them players.
No, I know I wouldn't, but some people. I'm gonna say this on WhatsApp.
But yeah.
It'll probably come up in your notifications, and that's what I mean. You've seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, the window overall, I think that you have to be at a high bar to be sellable for me. And I do, and the controversial one might be Andre Santos, but I do think he's unsellable. I think he is a baller. Honestly.
Do you think we will end up regretting any of the sales we've made in the transfer window?
This window?
Yes. Noni?
No. Not whatsoever.
Oh yeah, speaking of Noni, have you seen how him and Nico Jackson talked about us?
Yeah, which makes me even more happy to get rid of him. Yeah, honestly, Nippin, I don't regret a single sale.
This will make you sound like an arrogant fan.
No, I just think. I predicted that we would sell Noni Madueke this summer, last summer. I was proven
perfect.
For that. I think we would have.
Arsenal is the type of club he belongs to anyway. He has that sort of personality.
I also, in the same prediction, predicted that we'd sell Mudryk.
Well, that hasn't happened.
But that was before his drug ban, so I'd argue, should that not have happened, he probably would have been sold.
Stinker and hooked. No, actually, it wouldn't be Stinker and Hooked. It would be Stinker and Banned for Life.
Yeah, but yeah, Mudryk is just.
So, who would you say your relegated teams would be of this season?
Burnley, Leeds.
Are you? You're going to say Sunderland, aren't you?
West Ham.
What? You think?
They look dreadful. They look dreadful. And the way my friend, one of my best friends, is a West Ham fan, the way he is speaking and the way he was speaking all summer long was, we are going to get relegated. We are going to get
Do you not think he's overreacting?
I said, you're overreacting. And then I watched them play us. And I turned around and one of my first messages was, holy shit, I think you're right.
Did he talk to you after we played them?
All right, the Nottingham Forest match has maybe thrown a curveball potentially in people's minds about that, but I don't think I think Nottingham Forest were fine and then just collapsed and had 10 minutes of just what the hell is going on.
Want to hear my unlucky 3 to go down?
Go on.
Wolverhampton Wanderers.
I was considering Wolves as well.
Burnley. And Leeds United.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I'm going to predict my bottom 6,
I think Sunderland will stay up.
I think Burnley will be last. Leeds will be 19th. West Ham will be 18th. Wolves will be 17th. Sunderland will be 16th. Brentford will be 15th.
A lot of people have Brentford going down.
Yeah, I can understand it because they've lost so much. And I think there's so much not problems, but concerns around the manager. I think they have enough to stay up for now, but I think they could be a big problem next season if they don't fix potential problems, if their problems do arise. I think they've got some good players. I don't think the striker issue is as big of an issue as people think. Obviously, Wissa wasn't meant to be the starting striker last year. It was meant to be Igor Thiago, but from who they signed last year from Club Brugge, and then in pre-season he tore his ACL and was out for
Igor Thiago.
Yeah, so he didn't play at all last season. I think he played the last 5 games of the season. But
has he changed his nationality yet to Bulgarian, or is he still Brazilian?
He's still Brazilian.
Okay, because he's also eligible to play for Bulgaria.
I don't think he'll play for Bulgaria.
He won't play international football at all because I highly doubt he'll ever be picked for Brazil.
Yeah, but I think Bulgaria are such a awful team and a corrupt team that I think he'd rather not play international football.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. Brazil picks some weird options.
Like there are so many people higher than him in the pecking order. Vinicius,
in terms of striker.
Rodrigo.
But they're wide players. Striker. He's a centre.
Can Rodrigo not play as a striker as well, though?
No, he plays on the right.
Striker. Well, there's Gabby Jesus.
Okay.
Who else?
I'd say you've got the Brazil. Let's have a look at who's in the Brazil squad right now.
But where would Igor Thiago fit in if they're picking weird options anyway?
Well, they'd go up. He'd play up front, of course.
I swear Esteval is in the Brazil squad. And then there's João Pedro.
Yeah, I mean João Pedro. I think your strikers are João Pedro. Yeah, I mean the predicted lineup for today, their game. I mean, we'll find out in less than 22 minutes what the lineup is, but it's expected that João Pedro will play up front. But let me try and find Brazil squad. Here we go. So the forwards, obviously these are wide players and strikers. Esteval, Martinelli, Cunha, Rafinha, Richarlison, Caio Jorge, João Pedro, Luis Henrique. So I think Caio Jorge is. I think Caio Jorge is a striker. I don't know who Luis Henrique is. I think he might be a wide player. But the two strikers I know.
The only Luis Enrique I know is the PSG manager.
It's like Luis is in David Luiz, and then
Luis Enrique.
Luis Henrique, not Enrique, Henrique.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna look him up to see. Luis Henrique. He's a right winger.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at it. I feel like that Caio Jorge. I swear he played for Juventus at one point.
How comes he's not been called up yet? That Washington guy, David Washington.
Because he can't even play for Santos, let alone.
Is he really that bad?
Yes, this Caio Jorge is a striker, but I'd say he's playing in Brazil, so that's why you get weird options of players that are in Brazil that you've not heard of naturally, but they might be. Sometimes they are quite good, but yeah, I think Igor Thiago potentially is better than him. Gabriel Jesus ain't even in the squad. Richarlison,
so many times.
My point is, if obviously he's not going to get in the squad now because he's just come back from an injury and he scored a couple of goals in pre-season and scored a goal the other day against who did Brentford play the other day?
It was Aston Villa.
No, it wasn't. They played Palace. I don't know, but I think he is a good striker. I believe that if he can keep banging in a few goals, I think he'll be in the squad. Maybe not as the starting striker, but in the squad.
Right. So your bottom three are the same as mine instead of just barring Wolves and just my one is West Ham, yours is Wolves.
Yeah. I mean, it
Sorry,
probably.
mine is Wolves, yours is West Ham.
Yeah. I mean, it probably will be the same 3 teams that go down, but I'm hoping someone can stay up, and I don't want Leeds
No,
to
I think
stay up.
they can't go 3 seasons in a row with the same 3 going down.
I think it's
I
highly
think
plausible.
Sunderland are staying up.
I think it's highly plausible that it can happen, but I think if any team have got the chance to do it, it's Sunderland, and I would be happy because I think Sunderland deserve it.
Yeah.
I'd
Right,
love
so
Leeds. I'd love for
17th
Leeds to
place.
go down again.
17th for me, Sunderland.
Yeah, I mean, I'd go Wolves.
16th. Stay still. 16th, I would go West Ham.
I'll go Sunderland.
15th. Brentford.
Yeah, I went with Brentford as well. I'm actually going to write my one down because so I can work it out.
14th. Everton.
I wouldn't pick Everton. Give me a minute. You can ramble on. You can tell me why.
A lot of people see Everton finishing in Europe.
I'll actually try and think about this. I'm going to go something a bit wacky.
Go on.
Forest.
Okay.
I think they're going to really struggle with Europe and Premier League.
Yeah, I bet Marinakis won't be smiling.
No, he won't be.
What do you get why people hate Marinakis?
Yeah.
Would you want a chairman like him?
I mean, I like that he is dedicated to succeed, but he is very dodgy.
But at the expense of other people suffering, really?
What do you mean, other people suffering?
Palace. Had he kept his mouth shut, Palace would rightfully be in the Europa League.
But I'd argue they shouldn't be in the Europa League.
Why? They won the FA Cup.
Yeah, but whether you think it's harsh or not, they didn't agree to the rules. They didn't sort out their ownership problems. And you can be salty about Forest grassing them up, but if Chelsea are in that situation that Forest are in, you'd be so happy that our owners would have snitched them up.
Do you think Todd Bowley would have done the same? Do you think Bowley would have done the same?
I think, bearing in mind we are a multi-club ownership and they were already sweating on us having that problem. I think
Todd Bowley doesn't seem the snitchy type, though.
Eghbali would offer, and Eghbali's in charge.
You think he would have snitched on Palace?
Yes.
That would just give every team in the Premier League another excuse to hate Chelsea.
Well, they do anyway, so it doesn't matter.
But the fact is, no one hated Forest before that. Do you know why Do you know why a Glasgow kiss is called? Do you know why a headbutt is called a Glasgow kiss?
Go on.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's a very random question.
Yeah.
So, what was your 14th? Everton,
My
wasn't it?
14th was Everton.
What's your 13th?
13th. I put Sunderland in 17th, didn't I?
Yeah.
And I put West Ham in 16th.
Yeah.
Crystal Palace, 13th.
I've gone with Bournemouth.
I have a few wild cards. 12th, I'm going to go for. Oh. Trying to think South Coast. Brighton.
Okay. 12th, I've got Man United.
What? You think they're only climbing 4 positions from last season?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't rate Sesko. I think Mbeumo and Cunha, they improved the forward line, but they've still got a weak-ass midfield. Sene Lammens is a good young goalkeeper, but even Man United have kind of briefed that he's not going to start as their starting goalkeeper, so it's still going to be Binder / Onana if it depends if he leaves or not. And the defence is still meh, so I don't think they've actually fixed many of their problems, even though they've spent a fuck ton of money again. And I think other teams have improved around them. Like, I think Tottenham have improved more. I think Everton have improved more. I think, other teams have just improved better. I don't think United are actually going to change that much.
11th. I'm going to wait. Have I said my 12th yet?
No, you said Palace.
I said Brighton for 12th.
Oh yeah, Brighton. Yeah, Brighton. Yeah.
11th, I'm going to go. Come on. Can't even think straight.
You should have wrote it down then.
Don't worry, I will do. It came to my mind and then it went away. '11th. Yeah, Fulham.
I've gone Fulham as well.
Oh, first time we're at a crossroads.
Well, no,
Actually,
I think we both said Burnley and Leeds.
yeah.
Same.
Second time at a third time at a crossroads. 11th Fulham, right?
Well, I know
Time to move to the
we're not going to be at crossroads at 10 because you've already mentioned the team that I've got down.
for 10.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Tenth Arsenal. Nah, joke. Nah. I wish.
So I've gone 10th Everton. I think the team they've got a really nice team that they've put together, and I think Moyes will push them into the top 10.
Have I missed any London team out which that is not ourselves? Tottenham or
You haven't
Arsenal?
said Tottenham, Arsenal.
I've said West Ham, I've said Fulham, and I've said Palace.
And you've said Brentford.
Yeah.
So I can tell you, you haven't said Bournemouth yet, have you?
Yeah, no, I haven't.
You haven't.
What else?
You haven't said Bournemouth. You haven't said United. You haven't.
Who did I say for 10th? Have I said my 10th team yet?
No, this is the 10th is what we're discussing.
I haven't said Bournemouth. I haven't said United.
You haven't said Villa, Newcastle, Tottenham, City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool. You haven't said Forest.
I'm gonna, for the banter, why not? 10th, Man United.
Oh, they've only gone up a few places, Nippin.
Well, come on. 15th, 13th, 15th, 10th.
Well, I said 12th, not 13th, but.
Oh, okay, but still 5 is still significant from.
It makes no difference to United whether they're 15th or 10th.
They're still gonna they're shit.
So in 9th place, I've gone with Palace.
8th upwards is Europe, right?
Depends on
because there's 5 Champions League places now.
Only if we qualify for it again.
So it all depends on us qualifying to make it the 5th spot.
Yeah, you've got it's the top 2. It's the top 2 nations and the coefficients that get the extra places. So
I'm going to make the assumption.
I think last time it was Italy and Spain. Now it's, I think Italy. I think it's either Italy or Spain and us.
Okay, I'm going to make the assumption that we're part of it. So
okay,
instead of 7, I'm going to go 8 European places.
Yeah. So my 9th place is Palace. So who's your 9th?
The team that will just miss out on Europe. Who will be my team that just miss out on Europe? Forest.
Okay. Who's 8th for you?
Bournemouth. Conference League.
Okay. I've gone with Brighton.
South Coast. We've both gone for the same region.
Yeah.
8th,
The 7th next.
7th. I'm going to go for 7th is Europa, right? 7th and 6th.
Yeah, theoretically, yeah.
Aston Villa.
Snap.
4th time at a crossroads.
Yeah.
6th. I shouldn't be trolling, should I?
Should you troll?
Should I? Because I was thinking of putting Man City in 6th.
Oh, bloody hell. I thought I'm going to have a different type of troll then.
Arsenal?
Tottenham. Which, to be fair, I think they'd probably take 6th place, to be honest.
You wouldn't be trolling if it was Tottenham. Should I troll or be honest? Who I think will finish 6th?
Be honest.
Because if I was to troll, I would say Arsenal.
Be honest.
Okay, 6th. Newcastle United.
Okay. 5th.
Tottenham.
I've gone with Newcastle.
Oh, so we've switched ours around basically.
Yeah.
5th. 4th. This will come as a shock to a lot of people, mainly a group of fans. Arsenal in 4th.
I've gone with Manchester City.
What? Are you trolling?
No, I'm not actually trolling. I'm actually genuinely serious. Manchester City are not a good team anymore.
I'm going to go with... Have I said Arsenal?
No, you haven't said Arsenal yet.
4th, I'm going to go with Arsenal.
Okay. 3rd.
Chelsea.
Arsenal.
2nd. I think we both have who the champions are going to be.
Say your 2nd place.
Man City.
Chelsea. No, I can't say Liverpool 2nd. Chelsea 2nd.
And obviously Liverpool. I think Liverpool win the league then.
Yeah. So you think you finish 3rd?
Either 3rd or 2nd.
So what do you see with Man City to finish above us?
Gigi Donnarumma.
Does he improve the team that much? Because it looks terrible. The team don't look good at the moment at all.
He's a better goalkeeper than James Trafford.
Yes, but I wouldn't say they've lost games because of James Trafford solely. He's not been the best coming in.
He didn't make a good impression against Spurs at home, did he?
No, but this team, the team is just not very good. It's not threatening anymore. This team doesn't scare me. I'm going to go through. I did this with my friend the other day at work.
Look, you're saying this team doesn't scare you, but then what if? But then it's Chelsea. It's really typical of us to bend over backwards and then give them a win.
Lipid, I'm going to go through this. The team that they started with against Brighton. Obviously, I'm going to include Donnarumma in this argument now because he's signed and we know he's going to start. So this is a combined 11 with Chelsea. In goal, Donnarumma, obviously.
Okay.
But at the time, I said Robert Sanchez over James Trafford. I said you could argue either or because they're both just rubbish. I couldn't pick an option at the time. Left back, I'm having Cucurella over Aït-Nouri all day long.
Okay.
In
Is your
centre
friend a
back,
City fan?
no, he's not. His family is Arsenal, but he doesn't really support football that highly. But I said so centre back. I said they can have Stones,
Okay.
but I'm taking Tosin as the other option.
Tosin over Guardiola.
Vardy ain't even starting at the moment, Nippon. Luis Diaz isn't even. Ruben Diaz isn't even starting.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he even existed.
They're starting with Kuzanov, the Uzbekistan player. So yeah, I picked Tosin over him. At right back, I'm picking Reece James over Nunes. In midfield, they can have Reinders, but I'm having Caicedo and I'm having Cole Palmer.
Over Gundogan.
Gundogan's not at the club now.
He's left again?
He's gone to Galatasaray on free. So I'm not going to pick Rodri at the moment because I don't think Rodri is not.
What
Rodri
made me what surprised me is that. Oh, is there any surprise that he went to Galatasaray?
No. But
given the fact that he's of Turkish descent.
Yeah. But yeah, the midfield at the time, the midfield three was Bernardo Silva, Rodri, and Reinders. Rodri I'm taking out just because of the fact that he's not the same since his injury at the moment, so I wouldn't pick him over Caicedo at the moment. And Palmer I'm picking over Bernardo Silva all day long at the moment.
Cool.
So they've had, so far, in terms of defence and midfield and goalkeeper, they have 3 players. Chelsea have 5. In terms of forward line, they can have Erling Haaland, that's fine.
Obviously.
But I'm picking João Pedro one
Neto?
side. I'm picking João Pedro one side and Pedro Neto the other. I'd even pick Esteval if you really want me to. Over Oscar Bob, Marmoush, Savinho, Doku.
You don't rate Savinho?
No. Not really. Pedro Neto's better. João Pedro's better.
They're all going to call you deluded for that.
João Pedro's... Put it this way. João Pedro's in the Brazil squad is Savinho.
Is he?
No.
But what was his fitness like at the time of selections?
João Pedro won the Club World Cup. Is Savinho?
Nope.
João Pedro scored 3 or 4 goals already in this campaign for Savinho? Nope.
Cool.
Did Savinho do that good last season? Not really.
The what?
Did Savinho do that good last season? Not really at all. Let's have a look. Let's have a look, see how good he did. Savinho.
No one talks about him as flopping, though.
No, but he's not. He's underwhelming, but not. So last year he got 1 goal and 8 assists in 29 matches. João Pedro. last year, João Pedro got 10 goals and 6 assists. I rest my case.
When he was playing, where was he playing last?
For Brighton.
Brighton.
Who
And
didn't
people
really,
say we should never go. And people keep
who Nippin, I'd argue, had a quite average season last year.
People always say don't go to Brighton for players, though.
Yeah. And that was in less matches, by the way, Nippin. So, João Pedro over Savinho, yes. And then, I don't know who you... Marmoush over Pedro Neto. He had a flash in the pan good few months, but no, not really. So that is Haaland,
I think
Reinders.
Pedro Neto will outscore
So
one of
Nipper, that's
Man City's.
That's 4 City players to Chelsea's 7.
You know
That
how
team
silly
is-
we will look.
That team is not scary.
You know how silly
but-
we will look if they beat us.
But they might beat us in a one-off match. It's fine. I'm not saying that. But do you look at this? Do you look at the City side and fear it anymore?
Not as much as I used to.
I don't fear it at all. I do not look at this City match and go, oh my God. Like, I'll read you the lineup that they had against Brighton. So James Trafford, Ryan Ait-Nouri, Kuzanov, Stones, Nunes, defence, Rodrigo, Reinders, Silva, Marmoush, Bob, Haaland. Does that team scare you?
Only one name in that team scares me. Haaland.
Yeah. This team is not scary anymore. People will not talk about it because they don't want to with Man City, but their business in the last 2 or 3 years has been abysmal. They have not signed a good player since Haaland.
Do you think they're going to get done for those charges?
No. I don't think they will. So do you agree with this fact?
Yeah, comment? I said only Haaland scares me.
No, but in the fact that since they signed Haaland, they haven't signed a good player since.
You're right. I was going to argue Savinho, but no.
Even with Gvardiol, could you imagine if we spent that money on Gvardiol and Gvardiol played like he has? He'd be called a flop within the first season and probably sold.
Because
both haven't really met expectations. Nunes completely flopped. This Uzbekistan player, absolutely stinking flop. Like, stinker and hooked every time. I think he actually did he get hooked in that match? I think he did. Yeah, or he got hooked in the 85th minute. So he got hooked and then they scored. But yeah, he got hooked for Ruben Diaz in the 85th minute. But yeah, the problem is Man City's best players, your Kyle Walkers, your Kevin De Bruyne's, your Gundogan's, your even your Bernardo Silva's, that they've either got old and left, or they've just
run out of steam.
Like, and the problem is that that's fine. Teams will transition, but the players they've brought in are just not to the level to fill the. Like, Reinders is okay, but he doesn't fill Kevin De Bruyne's boots. Matheus Nunes does not fill Kyle Walker's boots. You could argue this Kusanov does not fill the void at centre back. The wide players don't even agree.
Why did they get rid of Ruben Diaz?
Ruben Diaz is still there. He's on the bench.
Why has he been benched?
Because Pep's just, weird at the moment. But even their bench.
You're listening.
Nipping,
put a cheeky bid in for him.
Nipping, I'll tell you what their bench was against Brighton, and this doesn't even scare you. So Ederson, obviously, he's left now. Akanji, left. Rico Lewis, not very good. Ruben Diaz, Nathan Ake. So you've got 4 defenders on the bench, by the way. Nico Gonzalez, Ilkay Gundogan, left. Nico O'Reilly and Jeremy Doku. By the way, just to let you know, Man City don't have a striker on the bench. All Chelsea fans are moaning about that. We don't have 3 strikers, and City basically have 1.
I don't see City fans going into a frenzy.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking at that City. I'm looking at that City lineup, and I'm even considering whether 4th is me being a bit generous.
Was I actually trolling when I said maybe they could finish 6th?
I mean,
I could swap. No, that would mean
Nippon. They have Pep Guardiola, so I think realistically that will get them into the Champions League spots anyway.
So better managers have flopped. Arsenal's finished in Europa. I think even Fergie finished in Europa in one of his seasons.
Yeah, but I think he'll be fine. I think Pep will get him into top 4, and I think he'll leave in the summer.
You think?
Yeah.
Who do you think takes over Pep? Luis Enrique?
I don't know.
Essentially a Pep light?
I think they could go for... I think if they want to go for the project type manager, I would see either
Mikel Arteta,
Oliver Glasner, or Iriola. If they want a proven manager, I think they'll give Carlo Ancelotti one last paycheck after the World Cup.
I'm surprised Carlo Ancelotti didn't take the Italy job after Spalletti left.
Yeah, I think he's been eyeing that Brazil job for a while.
I'm surprised that he never went for his own country.
Maybe he just thinks Brazil got a better chance of winning. Nipping, I do have to go within the next 5 minutes, by the way.
Yeah, let's wrap up then, because then with those 5 minutes, I can also plan our next stream backstage. So
yeah.
I would give the final rating for the transfer window. I'm giving it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, I'd give it a 7.5.
And a quick rundown of the Premier League's season. I'm having in the relegation zone Wolves, Leeds, and Burnley. In Europe, I'm having... Who did I put in 8th again? Bournemouth, Aston Villa, Newcastle, Tottenham, Arsenal, Chelsea, City, and Liverpool.
Well, I've
And
gone with Burnley, Leeds, Burnley, Leeds, and West Ham as my relegated teams. I've gone with, in Europe, Brighton, Villa, Tottenham, Newcastle, City, Arsenal, Chelsea, and Liverpool.
And with that being said, Matt, where can people find you?
You can find me at MattJBall98 on Twitter. You can find me on the Went to Mo Kings Meadow podcast as a occasional guest, and you can find me as co-host on the Blue Code Project podcast on Spotify and Apple. And you can find me on Chelsea Perspective.
You can find me on my other channel, the British Lifestyle Blogger. You can also find me as a very occasional cameoist on Worldwide Chels. Subscribe to his channel if you haven't already. You can find me on Twitter, X, formerly known as Twitter, at the Nipun Sharma, and on Instagram at Nipun with 4 I's and 3 U's. And on my other Instagram, Nipun Reviews Lifestyle. And yeah, with that being said, I shall see you all in the next video. Come on, you Blues.